Today is 405th day that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning, and I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, and allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I will speak about few things that might be that you're not able to achieve success in life, and those two things are essential. I truly believe that they are essential, and those two things are boundaries and standards. Boundaries and standards. So how those boundaries and standards could be important? Why boundaries and standards are so important? So I will share it with you. So everything in life, every single game have boundaries. Soccer has boundaries, even have a goal boundaries. Basketball have boundaries. There's a boundaries that you're able to run in, and their basketball, even basket has a boundaries. Of course, if you want to score, you need to throw in a basket, and that basket has a specific boundaries. American football has boundaries. There is even the goal boundaries. So every single thing has boundaries. You're not able to say that, oh, you won the game without having a boundaries. There is a basket who has boundaries. So when someone is throwing the ball, they know if he missed or he scored because he hit in that boundary. There is archery, you have a target, and you know when you scored or not because you're able to hit the target. Exactly same in life. If you want to score in life, you need to have boundaries. There is need to perform your life in specific boundaries, what you do and what you do not do, and of course you need to have a target and describe the target. And if you are hitting something, that means you will know if you miss or you don't miss. Because otherwise, if you imagine basketball without a basket, what kind of game it could be? It's just boundaries, people are running back and forth without doing anything and throwing the ball and saying that, oh, I hit or not hit. No, it doesn't work like this. You need to have boundaries. You need to exactly target. You need to have in the target some kind of boundaries as well. So that means, have you ever thought about what kind of boundaries do you have in life? And if you never thought about what kind of boundaries do you have, what you do and what you don't do, that means that maybe it's a time to really think about what you do and what you don't do and what is your target. Now, second thing is about standards. Now, when you know exactly what is your boundaries and what is your target, that means what is your standard? That means that, for example, archery, they are able to hit points in a target from 1 to 10. So that means your standard could be that I always hit 2, and I will never be able to hit less than 2. So that means if you are not hitting 2, what you will do? You will train yourself, improve yourself to make sure that you're able to hit 2. If you do not have standards, that means you can shoot all over the place and you will be okay with that. But it might be that your standard is much higher. Maybe your standard is 8. So that means that if you are shooting to your target, but you're not able to hit 8, and you're always hitting 1, 2, 3s, that means you will not be okay about that. So that means you will go to find coach, you'll find mentor, find people who are better than you, and start learning how they do that, how they're able to hit 8s and 9s, even 10s, but you are hitting only 2s and 3s. And you'll not be able to sleep until you find a way how you can improve, how you can be better, how to find a way to hit those 8s. And you start improving, start hitting 4s, 5s, start hitting 6s, 7s, and after a while you start seeing that, oh, you hit once 8, and then you go back to 6s and 7s and 5s. But after a while, you're able to hit 8s and 9s and 10s because you kept your standards high. You kept your standards high, and that means that those standards made you move, made you take action. Because standards makes you move and makes you take action. So boundaries and standards is always essential. Both are very essential. If you have high standards but you don't have a goal, you don't have a target, so you can work very hard but you don't know why you're working so hard because you don't know where you're moving. But if you have boundaries but you don't have high standards, so that means you know what you love to achieve but you do not take action because you do not have high standards. So both of them are essential. Have you thought about boundaries? If you never thought about, this is the first step. To define what you do, what you don't do, what is your target, and what is your goal, what is your plan, and then standards. To define what standards you have, what you really want to achieve, and what you will settle down and what you not settle down for. And when you have both those two things defined, it's much easier to go after your success, after your goal, after your dreams, because you know what you will settle for, what you will not settle for, what kind of boundaries you have. Exactly the same with relationships, with money, with everything. Because if you see that something is not up your standards, up your boundaries, you will not allow those things to show up in your life. I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.